Ken Morgan trails Professor Ernst hirelings to a deserted sewer tunnel where he discovers the stolen Metalogen Man, when suddenly...
Look. Ken Morgan just came in the tunnel. Him, but good. Now, let her go.
I wonder if Morgan regained his senses and disconnected the Metalogen disc. Well, let's take a look and find out.
How are we going to get out of here? This tunnel comes to a dead end back there.
There's only one thing to do. Start digging.
Okay.
Don't take another step, mister. I'll blast you with this long-range artillery.
Flash, wake up, wake up.
What you trying to do, Miss Kent? Shoot me with my own gun?
Snap out of it and let's get going. I've got to phone the police.
Phone the police for what?
Robot's in a tunnel down there under the building. I want them to guard it until we can get it to the laboratory. Just as I figured. Morgan took the disc. Now this thing's useless to us.
Let's leave it here then. Not in your life. The boss would be sore as a boil if we left it here.
Now you two bring it along. We'll get it out of here through the basement of the rooming house. Now bring it on up these stairs. This is how we get down into the tunnel.
Lead on, McDuff. We'll follow you.
Put it in Nora's room. After it gets dark, we'll take it out the back way.
It's gone. You sure that's the place? I'm positive. One sure thing, they couldn't have gone very far carrying that robot with them.
Well, they must have gone that way. Let's hurry in. Maybe we can overtake them.
This looks like the end of the line.
This
is a dead end, all right, but how did they manage to get out?
Well, maybe they didn't come this way at all. Don't forget that hole that was dug through the barricade.
Maybe you're right. We'd better investigate.
Let's put it down over here till I found out what Professor Ernst wants to do with it. Don't you know enough to close that door? Flint and Butler's still out there. Did you get the meteorite? No, not yet. We did a lot of blasting, but if it's there as you believe, it must be buried pretty deep underground.
We left the robot out in the lab. Is that all right with you?
What did you do that for? I told you to leave it in the tunnel until you finish the job. That's right. You see, we had a little bad luck. We can't use that tunnel anymore. How do you figure that out? It didn't cave in, did it?
No, but just as we got ready for another blast, Morgan suddenly appeared.
You incompetent fools. And you have nerve enough to stand there and tell me that one man scared the three of you out of your wits.
He didn't scare any of us. We just maneuvered him into the right position and set off the blast.
Well, that's different. You mean you were finally successful in eliminating Mr. Morgan?
Well, it looked that way for a while, but later we found out that he got away somehow and even took the Metalogen disc off the robot.
I should have known better than to trust any of you. All I can do now is figure out another angle.
What about those samples of rock I brought over yesterday?
They are not of meteoric origin.
You mean there's no Metalogen in the tunnel?
I didn't say that.
But you
If you let me do the talking and the thinking, we'll get along much faster.
Sorry, boss.
I'm still convinced there's meteorite buried near that tunnel. It'll take a lot of time and effort to get it out.
But after the way things turned out today, it's going to be mighty tough to do any more digging.
That's true. We daren't even risk going near the place.
Then what can we do?
Simply lie low and let Morgan and Arnold to get out for us.
Then we take it away from him, huh, Professor?
Something like that. Now, give me time to think. I'll figure out other angles.
You haven't been to the paint factory all this time, Ken.
They aren't in the tunnel beneath.
The sewer tunnel? Metalogen disc. How'd you get that back?
I tried to get the Metalogen Man, too, but Ernst's men got away with it when I went to phone the police.
Well, at least we know that Ernst can operate the robot now.
Would you like to know what he was using it for?
Yes, of course.
To dig rock out of the tunnel.
Is this a specimen of that rock?
Yes, I brought it over here to see if it contained any meteoric substance.
Well, the first thing in the morning, I'll take it to an assay laboratory and have it analyzed.
In the meantime, I suggest you find a safe place for that disc.
You can rest assured I will.
Oh, Ken, I almost forgot. Inspector Hamilton called, and he's very anxious to talk to you.
Yes, I think I know what's bothering him.
You mean the gorilla?
Sure. He's probably upsetting their jail routine, and the inspector wants to get rid of him.
Well, you really can't blame him for that.
I'd better go over and pacify him. Come on, big boy. Show us which way to go.
If you ask me, the only place he'll take you to is a zoo.
Don't forget, somebody trained this ape. And I believe that person is mixed up with Professor Ernst.
So you figure on making a homing pigeon out of a gorilla, huh?
Roughly speaking, that's the idea.
Well, at least it's worth a try.
Come on, Thor. Well, that was certainly a waste of time.
And a long walk. My feet are killing me.
I thought I had a good idea, but it turned awful sour.
Well, I guess we may as well just lock him in his cage.
That's all we can do. See if you can wake up the night watchman.
Get down out there, Thor. Get down. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Come on. Thor. Thor.
Hey, what's going on out there?
Come on, open up. We're the police.
I'm just making my round.
Come on.
Well. So you're bringing Thor home, huh?
Yeah, where's his keeper?
Well, see, you know, it's a funny thing about that. I ain't seen high to hire that fella since the day this ape escaped. He figured he'd get canned for being careless, so he just ups and quit.
Now, let's put Thor back in his cage and make sure he's safely locked up this time.
The sooner we get him off our hands, the better.
Now, go ahead. I'll get a lock and chain, and I'll bring you right over to the cage.
Fine. Huh. Thor, come on. Thor. Come on, don't start any more trouble tonight. Thor, come on. Thor, come on.
Friendly little chap, isn't he?
How many keys are there to that lock?
Only one. And from now on, anybody that borrows it's going to bring it right straight back to me.
See that they do, or you may have to do some explaining in the police headquarters.
Well, good night, and thanks for bringing Thor back.
Good night. Hey, wait a minute. I've got an idea.
Listen, Morgan, if you're going to ask us to get that ape out of his cage again, forget it.
No, nothing like that. I just happen to remember. Ernst's house lies right over this hill behind the zoo. As long as we're in the neighborhood, why don't we drop in and see if anything's stirring?
Our men check from time to time. They've never found anybody near the place.
We may as well take a look at it.
It suits me.
Well, this is the place. Murray, you'd better take a look around the grounds.
Okay.
You got a pass key that might fit this lock?
I might now.
You wait here in case anyone comes. If I don't come out in a short time, you come in and find out why.
You can depend on that.
That must be the signal from the hallway.
Sure, somebody's in the house. Better close that door.
Oh, wait. Let's prepare a fitting reception for our guests.
doctor coming.
We'll finish Morgan once and for all. Throw the switch in that control panel.
Will Ernst succeed in obtaining the Metalogen Man by trickery? Will the snarling, menacing ape break loose again to wreak his vengeance? Don't fail to see The Mad Professor, the 11th exciting episode of The Monster and the Ape, at this theater next week.